Bewitching Prince Spoils His Wife, Genius Doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 1, Miss Waste. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. Pain. The pain in the head exploded, the body seemed to be crushed by the car, and the burning pain spread throughout the body, which was extremely uncomfortable. Bailey read makeup struggling to open her eyes, and when she saw everything strange in front of her eyes, she suddenly woke up completely. Where is this place? Deep in the hustle and bustle of the fascinating light, she clearly remembered that she found a mysterious ring in the nest of the beast, and the blood dropped on the ring. Then suddenly the wind was raging, the heavens and the earth were discolored, and when I woke up, I came to this strange place. Hiss. The red-browed brows were tightly locked, and both hands touched their heads. Numerous familiar and unfamiliar memory fragments emerged in her mind, almost blasting her brain. After a while, the feeling of splitting the headache gradually disappeared, and the confusion in the eyes of the red makeup disappeared, but the heart was shocked. I have actually crossed. The colorful makeup of the 100 miles is incredible. And it has also passed through the holy continent of the millennium. She was originally the youngest family owner in the holy Xian mainland, and her talent is absolutely outstanding. Unexpectedly, because of a ring, the soul has been worn by the waste lady of the general palace of the Shun Xian mainland. Coincidentally, this lady is also called Bailey Red Makeup. It is a pity that Miss Yan, who is the general's army, is not allowed to be favored by the generals. The mother died early. Fortunately, there is a marriage contract with the prince, which has saved her status. I never thought that I suddenly became a blind man 3 months ago and lost my qualification to become a mother. Yesterday, the emperor announced the cancellation of the marriage contract, and the red makeup of the 100 miles could not be swallowed. In the end, this kind of swallowing gold also has the credit of her good sister, Bailey Yuyan. Yesterday, I was always in a comforting voice, saying that I was stimulating the red makeup. I am afraid that the thing that turned into a blind man can't be separated from the 100-year-old jade. Fortunately, the strength of her recovery is restored. What breaks the ring? From the amazing family owner to a waste lady, this gap is not that big. When Bailey Red Makeup sighed, he bowed his head, his eyes suddenly solidified, and a black vintage ring was just worn on her hand. How can this be? The 100-mile red makeup touched the ring on the hand. Did the ring cross with her? At this time, a series of fine footsteps sounded outside the door, and then a figure of a man and a woman cuddling each other appeared in the sight of the red makeup. These two are not others, it is the 100 miles of Yu Yan and Prince Shenyuan. Different from the waste materials of the 100-mile red makeup, Bailey Yuyan's talent for cultivation is very outstanding, and he has already had a good reputation in Fenghua. It is for this reason that the general's office has long planned to let Bailey Yuyan replace her position. The two glimpsed the red makeup on the bed, and their faces were flashed with a hint of surprise. They clearly listened to the ring and said that the 100-mile red makeup had no breath, so it came slowly. How did it not die? Good sister, why don't you think so? Can you swallow the gold? Bailey Yuyan walked to the side of the 100-mile red makeup, so it looked like a concern, but the eyes were full of disgusting light. Yesterday, she said that she was thinking about how to make her own makeup. Today, I heard that after this incident, I felt very happy. I didn't expect this waste to die. Waste is waste. Even if I do not do this kind of thing, I will help you later. Bewitching Prince Spoils His Wife, Genius Doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 2, Deaf People Are Sentimental. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. The red-breasted makeup sneered, but the face was still filled with scorpions, and the voice was weak. Sister, I. Shenyuan pulled back Bailey Yuyan, and his eyes sparkled with a sinister smile. His hands were free in the body of Bailey Yuyan. Yuyan, this waste is also a relief, you still care about what she does. If Yu Yan did not call him to see him together, he would not like to see this waste dice. He was so arrogant that there was such a fiancée, and secretly did not know how many people were ridiculed. Finally cancelled the marriage contract, he finally can no longer see this waste. I did not expect this woman to swallow the gold. He is the most disgusted with this kind of crying and screaming, and this woman is trying to save his heart in this way. On the face of Bai Liu's face, there was a happy smile, and Xian Yuan was allowed to make a fuss on her body, but she still said the words of pretentiousness. His Royal Highness, red makeup is my sister, how can I make her do stupid things? Yu Yan, you are so kind, I really love you. Xian Yuan smiled brightly, and in the face of the scorpion's red makeup, there is a kind of pleasure that can't be said. Bailey Yuyan's heart was smug, and while supporting the movement of Xian Yuan, he continued to play as a good sister. Prince, you can say that red makeup will be sad. Why must there be so much scruples? Xian Yuan looked disdainfully and looked at the red makeup. If it wasn't for the beauty of the generals, I wouldn't make a marriage contract with her. I like Yu Yan. Bailey red makeup looked at the Pipa code that was staged in front of me, and my heart sneered constantly. This 100-year-old jade is really a white lotus. In front of a suicide attempter, you can do this without shame, the character of these two people is really amazing. Fortunately, the original Bailey red makeup is dead, otherwise you will be able to stand the scene in front of you. I am afraid that you will not be able to commit suicide again. The 100-mile red makeup looked at Xian Yuan in front of him, and he admired him at the beginning of the 100-mile red makeup. In her opinion, this guy is simply a luscious straw bag, letting people vomit from the bottom of my heart. If it is not now that the body has not recovered, she will surely let the adulterer know why the flowers are so red. Xian Yuan smiled badly, and swayed and hugged the 100-mile jade, while kissing and walking towards the 100-mile red makeup. Obviously, he wants to let the red makeup feel close to it all. The bright red makeup of the 100 miles shimmered with sardonic and disgusting light, and picked up a round bead flower and left it to Xuan Yuan's feet without any trace. Boom! Xian Yuan stepped on the bead flower, and the whole person swooped forward, and the Bailey Yuyan in his hand was thrown out by him. What? 100 miles of jade screamed, her face hit the bed directly, the nosebleeds continually flowing, and the delicate face was also blue. Xian Yuan fell a dog to eat, and the whole person fell to the ground with 4 forks. Where else did the previous ones look like? Sister, what's wrong with you? Bailey red makeup sneered, but pretending to look flustered, looked blankly at the front. Xian Yuan quickly stood up, looked very embarrassed, and reached out to help the front of the 100 miles of jade. However, Xian Yuan has just taken a step forward and has a slip at the foot, directly hitting the front. Bewitching Prince spoils his wife, Genius Doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 3, Receiving Interest. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. Boom! A dull squeaking sound, Xian Yuan also hit the bed. Hey! Another crisp sound broke, Xuan Yuan's collision directly broke the nose bone, and the current screams, ah dash. The sacred light appeared in the eyes of the 100-mile red makeup. Since you killed the previous 100-mile red makeup, you should first accept the 2 squats as interest. Xian Yuan painfully licked his nose, nosebleeds flowing out of his fingers, and the intense pain caused him to stun in front of his eyes. His Royal Highness, how are you? The face of Bailey Yuyan's pig's head appeared a worrying color. She quickly climbed up and looked at Xian Yuan. The 2 eyes are opposite each other, and the 2 lines of nosebleed are flowing down. How funny and funny they are. Damn it! Xian Yuan cursed and glared at the red makeup, and directly caught her neck. Hundreds of red makeup, are you doing it? The 100-mile red makeup grabbed Xuan Yuan's own hands and looked innocent. His Royal Highness, I didn't do anything. Xuan Yuan's anger is rising, but I can't do anything with a scorpion of red makeup. I can only anger the red makeup and snarl, hey. Hundreds of red makeup coughed on the neck and chopped on and off, you also feel embarrassed. I heard that this yard was haunted earlier. It seems to be true. 100 miles of jade, asked, what do you mean by this? I have had too many weird things in this yard since I was a child. This kind of inexplicable wrestling is just a common thing. In my opinion, the way I fell into the present may be the reason for this haunted house. Saying, the bright red makeup of the 100 miles, the pretty face emerged a thick color of hope. Sister, can you help me and talk about it, let me change a place. Hearing the words, the look of Bailey Yuyan changed slightly, and the generals were everywhere. The courtyard where Bailey's red makeup lived was ruined. This is a very strange existence. Every time she came in, she felt very uncomfortable. Maybe it was really a ghost house. It seems that it will be less good in the future. However, what she wants is that the red makeup can't be turned over. How can she help her change the yard? Sister, I will try and mention it. You know that you can't succeed if you can succeed. Bailey Jade face is a difficult color, the voice is gentle and full of helplessness. Listening to the perfunctory of Bai Li Yuyan, Bai Li Hong makeup sneer. She is clever, pushing everything to the general, but letting herself have a gentle and kind image in front of Xianyuan. Yuyan, you still manage what this guy does. Xianyuan looked like a disgusting color, let's go. At this moment, Xianyuan is really a second and is not willing to stay here. His prince has never been so embarrassed. The most important thing is that the pain of the bridge of the nose cannot be tolerated. Until the two left, the eyes of the 100-mile red makeup were filled with the sleek and cold light. Since she occupied this body, she was the red makeup of the generals. Bailey Yuyan and Xianyuan gave her the pain, she will return them to them thousands of times. Today, this bitterness is just a little bit of interest that she charges. You know, her red makeup is never a good bully. Bewitching prince spoils his wife, genius doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 4, who hates it the most? Remember, www.ntlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. Bailey Hong makeup checked the physical condition. As early as 5 years old, she was already judged to be a waste material, and Dantian was destroyed. However, after her exploration, she found that her broken Dantian did not know when it had been repaired. Although I don't know what the reason is, it is a great thing for her. Only by improving her training as soon as possible can she change this passive situation. I believe that after the events of today, Bailey Yuyan and Xianyuan will not come to her trouble in a short time. However, just as the red makeup was ready to be practiced, a sudden and tender voice was introduced into her ear. This Xianyuan is really disgusting. I see that the 100-mile jade is even more shameless. Another slightly sharp voice followed. The inexplicable voice made the red makeup of the 100 miles full of shackles. There was no other person besides her in the whole house. Where did the two guys who spoke come from? Who are you? The brilliance of the brilliance of the brilliance was raised, and the clear and careful look around. However, the question of the 100-mile red makeup is like no one to answer, because the two guys have been so angry that they can't stop seeing her. I said Xianyuan is more disgusting. I said that Bai Li Yuyan is more annoying. Xianyuan hates. Hundreds of jealousy hate. The red makeup of Bailey improved the voice and interrupted the quarrel between the two guys. Don't quarrel. The two guys hate it. Humph. Humph. The two guys snorted with dissatisfaction, and this stopped the quarrel. Who are you? Give me out. For a long while, the delicate and tender voice is full of spoiled taste, dissatisfied. Master, you are so fierce. That is, you don't let people out, how come people come out? Another voice rang. The red-brown makeup reveals the color of doubt, Master. Let you out. Yes. Yes. Where are you? Asked Bailey Hong makeup. We are in the ring of chaos in the hands of the master. Next, the line of sight of the red makeup immediately condensed on the vintage ring on the hand. She just because this ring will pass, the original ring is called the ring of chaos. Master, you can enter the inner space with the spiritual connection to the ring of chaos. Hearing the words, the 100-mile red makeup was moved, and a spirit was drawn to the ring of chaos. Then, she only felt that the spirit was shocked and she entered a new space. In the line of sight, a huge palace of black and white and two colors intertwined, and a sacred and powerful atmosphere permeated. Heavy, vicissitudes, solemn, people feel awe from the bottom of their hearts. The sleek temple reflects the shape of a 100-mile red makeup, standing in front of such a magnificent palace, she is so powerless and small. The black and white phoenix is amazed, and the red-brown makeup swears, is this the world in the ring of chaos? It is amazing. All along, she only knows that the Chinquan bag is a self-contained space and can be used for storage. However, she never knew that a piece of jewelry could have such a huge space. Booming. The heavy door slowly opened, as if it had never been opened for thousands of years. It was inexplicable. Bailey Red Makeup slowly entered into it, only to see a huge main hall appeared in front of her. Bewitching Prince Spoils His Wife, Genius Doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 5, Talking Hairball. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. The main hall is surrounded by strange and exquisite patterns, revealing mysterious, empty, like a small square. The two extreme colors of black and white blend together here to have an indescribable sense of harmony. On both sides of the main hall, there are 2 passages leading to the rear. At this time, the familiar and immature voice rang again, Master. Master. The 100-mile Red Makeup followed the sound, and saw 2 black and white, 2 unidentified objects rolling towards her. That's right. Just roll over. The Red Makeup of the 100 miles was round and round, and the 2 little guys in front of them were carefully looked at, and the expression suddenly became wonderful. Appearing in front of the 100-mile Red Makeup is a black and white 2 hairballs, wrapped in soft hair around the body, and once I look at it, I only think it is like 2 decorative hairballs. A closer look will reveal that these 2 hair have a nose and eyes, and it is a living creature. The 2 big eyes are like grapes, and I am looking forward to seeing her at this moment. Master. The white-haired ball screamed, saying that he was still licking at the feet of the 100-mile Red Makeup. The black hair ball is not to be outdone, and immediately licks the other leg of the Red Makeup, Master. The white hair ball glanced at the black hair ball. It is my master. My master. Black hair ball argued. Seeing the 2 hair and the trend of quarreling, Bailey Hong Makeup quickly interrupted, Who can tell me, what is this ring of chaos? I can. The white-haired ball stunned and said, The ring of chaos is an artifact of the ancient times. It has appeared since the existence of the Holy Xian continent. It can help practitioners become peerless powerhouses. Is that about crossing the ring of chaos? The black hair ball shouted, The master has already shed blood to recognize the Lord when he got the ring of chaos. It is only the ring of chaos that has not been recognized by the people for many years. The fluctuation is too large, causing a space storm, and the master will pass. In the contending answer of the 2 hairballs, Bailey Hong Makeup only understood the origin of her crossing. I did not expect that a ring that she accidentally found was a big deal. Everyone who becomes the ring of chaos will become a peerless powerhouse. She just finds the ring of chaos and is recognized by the ring of chaos. Due to the coincidence, this became the Lady of the Generals. She also heard the inheritance or artifacts left by the strong in the world, but never thought that one day the artifact would appear in front of her. Under the leadership of the black and white hairballs, the Red Makeup of the 100 miles walked toward a stone room behind the main hall. It is said that there is a very strong cultivation practice here. The stone room is very empty, and only a high platform in the center blooms with a black and white light. The 2-color ray is constantly intertwined and changed, and the mysterious power spreads from it, unconsciously attracting people's minds. The 100-mile Red Makeup slowly walked over the high platform, only to see the shining light holding a central practice, the black retro books revealing the vicissitudes of life, and the heavy, exudes the intoxicating magic. Call the magic. The simple 3 words seem to infiltrate the infinite power, making people dare not look straight. Only one glance, the Red Makeup will understand that this method is not a product. With both hands coming out, the 100-mile Red Makeup directly took down the celebration of the magic, and with the celebration of the magic was taken off, the shining light stopped flashing. Just turned over the first page of Calling the Magic, the Red Makeup of Bailey felt a tingling in her mind, and huge information directly poured into her mind, and the feeling of splitting headaches hit again. Bewitching Prince Spoils His Wife, Genius Doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 6, Call the Magic. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. After a long while, the painful feeling disappeared, and the content of The Call of the Magic was already printed in her mind. Looking at the Summon Magic in the hand, the top has become a blank paper, there is no half-text. Bailey Red Makeup then left the Ring of Chaos, Black and White Two Hair also ran out with her alone. I didn't pay attention to the dislocation of the usual black and white hairballs. After the Bailey Red Makeup told them not to leave the Yalong Pavilion, they began to practice retreat. After the Red Makeup of Bailey understands the content of Calling the Magic, the horror on the pretty face is even worse, because this is a taboo practice. The speed of cultivation is far less than that of ordinary practitioners. Only the Master of Chaos can be cultivated. If you change to other people, you may not have the possibility to cultivate. If you practice cultivation, you can only fall to the bottom. The practice of cultivation is divided into 4 levels, the worst of which is the no-inflow method, followed by the star exercises, the moon exercises and the sun exercises. Among them, the vast majority of people cultivated are not influential. As we all know, the sun exercise method is the strongest of all the exercises. This level of the magic is even more so, and the red makeup is almost unheard of. Time is like a gap, and in a blink of an eye, January has passed. The 100-mile red makeup opened the closed door, and the golden sun shattered on her body, bright and warm. The elegant sunshine smile blooms on the innocent face of Jade, and the red makeup stretches out a lazy waist. After a month of retreat, there is always no disappointment for her. However, all practitioners can only enter the realm of cultivation after entering the realm of hindsight. The acquired realm is divided into 3 realms, namely, Xuanjing, Xuanyuanjing, Xuantianshan, each of which is divided into the initial, middle and late stages. A month of cultivation, with the help of the magic and the experience of cultivation, Bailey Red Makeup has successfully broken through the middle of the mysterious realm. Bailey Yuyan has been cultivated since the age of 5, and now he has been hailed as a genius at the age of 16. If the speed of cultivation of the 100-mile red makeup is passed out, I am afraid that I will not know how many people will be shocked. It's been a long time to retreat, it's time to go out and have a look. The black and white phoenix flickered with feelings and helplessness. Since the age of 5, she has not walked out of the generals. Even the appearance of the imperial city has been forgotten. What's more, cultivation also needs to buy something, she has to be prepared to do it. Listening to the red makeup of the 100 miles, the black and white hairballs rushed to the top. Master, I have to go too. The 2 furry bodies were quickly enlarged in the pupils of the red makeup, and the red makeup was moving and quickly disappeared. Boom! Boom! I only heard 2 heavy voices, one black and one white, 2 guys waiting for the watery eyes to look at her. The red makeup of the 100 miles, the 2 guys have a nirvana in addition to sticking people, selling Meng. In this month, she already has a deep understanding of this. These 2 guys are simply the nemesis sent by God. After rolling and spoiling, they are pretending to sell poorly, but the watery eyes are too lethal. Really want to go? Bailey Red Makeup asked helplessly. The 2 hair nodded like a chicken in glutinous rice. The white hair ball nodded too much and caused the body to roll straight. After discovering that he was not in the same place, he quickly rolled back again. Going. 2 hair licked their eyes, and there were hundreds of miles of red makeup that didn't promise to cry to her. Bewitching Prince spoils his wife, Genius Dr. Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 7, Hairball Name. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. With the look of 2 hair so firm, the red makeup wrinkled a good eyebrow. You 2 guys are so wonderful, take you out and not be noticed by everyone. If someone is interested in you and directly steals you, I may not be able to keep you. The red-eyed index finger rubbed against the chin. This we have a way. Black Hair Ball shouted. Then, in the sight of Bailey's red makeup, the shape of the black and white hairballs quickly shrinks, turning into 2 beads and smashing into the head of the 100-mile red makeup, which is simply impossible to find. The mouth of the red makeup became O-shaped, and she really didn't know that these 2 guys had this ability. In this way, it adds a lot of convenience. The 2 guys who follow me cannot add chaos, can only talk to the heart, cannot speak directly. Bailey Red Makeup shouted. In case these two guys don't stop on her head, the voice is heard by others, then she can't be considered a monster by others. Understand? The black and white hair immediately nodded, and in order to be able to go out to play, they recognized everything. Seeing these two guys stop, the red makeup reveals a comfortable smile, and there are two guys to stay with, and this day is also a lot of fun. In the Imperial City, Shilichang Street was crowded with pedestrians, and the pedestrians were filled with stalls. The streets were full of stalls, selling all kinds of gadgets, and the sound of the sale was even louder throughout the street. Walking in this lively street, the red makeup can't help but raise an illusion, as if it were still thousands of years ago. However, the two little guys who were constantly exclaiming clearly reminded her that she was not the red makeup of the millennium. How do I give you a name? The bright red makeup of the 100 miles, the two guys mixed together all day, it is really difficult to distinguish without a name. The black and white hairballs looked at each other and looked forward to looking at the red makeup. They have no name yet. White hair ball, it is called black. Bailey Red Makeup mouth outlines a satisfactory curvature, black hair ball called white. The two pairs of eyes that had been flashing for the expectation were instantly stunned, it's hard to hear. I am white, why should I call Xiaohei? Bai Mao Ball protested. Bailey Red Makeup raised an eyebrow, to show fairness. You see, the black hairball may not want to be white, and you may like black in your heart. I took such a name and it was perfect. The mouth of the red lips has opened an enchanting smile, she is a fair and just master. Don't. The black ball protested together. I don't want to call Xiao Bai. The protest is invalid. The smile of the mouth of the red lips is still the same, and the two guys who ignore the protest, she really admire her ingenuity, this name is very good. Just as the 100-mile red makeup wandered around, there was a snoring in front of her, which attracted her attention. Quick! The prince is being bullied again. Hey, this prince is also unlucky enough. The handsome looks are left with a disability. Now they are being bullied by the princes. The prince of the prince has always been unloved by the emperor. This is a well-known thing. Whoever makes him bad is the illegitimate son of the emperor. A sigh of relief with a sigh of relief, followed by 3 sounds, clearly passed into the ears of the red makeup. Bewitching prince spoils his wife, genius Dr. Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 8, Emperor's illegitimate child. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. Illegitimate child. These 2 words quickly swept through the mind of the 100-mile red makeup, and she also had some understanding of this prince. If she is one of the jokes of the Imperial City people after a meal, then this prince should be the second thing. 3 years ago, today's Xingshang suddenly sealed a man who was not known as a prince, causing a great uproar in the court. This person is the emperor. Even if the courtiers disagreed, the emperor still insisted on his own way, and sealed the prince and gave him a reward. Since then, Fongbugwa has added a disabled prince. For a time, there were rumors, and everyone speculated that Emperor Beibei was the illegitimate son of the emperor. Otherwise, how can such an incompetent disabled Hida become a prince? However, the emperor knew this rumor and did not explain it. Instead, it was the default. After a long time, everyone defaulted to the identity of Emperor Beibei. I thought that the emperor's exclusion of the House of Representatives would have been very fond of him. I did not think that the emperor was quite good for the Emperor Beibei in the first year, but later became more and more dim. Bailey Red Makeup slowly walked toward the noisy place, perhaps the idea of holding a difficult brother, she also had a little curiosity about the emperor. After all, in this vast imperial city, the days are so miserable as her, no one is comparable to the emperor. Walking into the encirclement of the crowd, Bailey Red Makeup looked down on everyone's eyes. I saw a few figures standing on the 2nd floor of the drunken building. At first glance, I saw the disappointing figure that made her disgusted. Xianyuan Heng. I saw Xianyuan Heng's face stunned and looked at the pale golden figure sitting in front of him. Emperor, you said that if I accidentally bumped into you and pushed you down from the 3rd floor, what would you do? Xuanyuan's mouth smirked with a sneer, and the joke's attitude suddenly became the emperor's attitude. Plaything. The 100-mile red makeup looked at the pale golden figure that was facing away from the bottom. This person should be the emperor. If the prince wants to miss, what can I do? The light and mellow voice reveals a little ridicule, and if a breeze blows through the heart, it is free and easy. Xianyuan stunned, his brow wrinkled and looked at his face in front of him. He even suspected that he was being bullied at the moment. He is most disgusted with the appearance of Emperor Bebe, as if nothing can affect it. Just like he is high, and he is just a clown, let him see a joke. Big brother, what about his waist? The second Emperor Xianjing did not find the surging tide between Xianyuan and Emperor Bebe, and smiled, do you know if you push him directly? The voice just fell, Xianyuan Jingyi was not careful at the foot, the whole person bowed to the emperor, and both hands pushed, and the emperor rushed out of the railing. I only heard the sound of a broken railing, and then a golden light fell from the third floor. Bailey red makeup twilight microcondensation, this Xianyuan Heng is not something. The disability of the emperor's legs is already bad enough. Xianyuan Heng still refused to let go. A sneer of sneer is on the dark shackles. Isn't Xianyuan Heng's favorite thing to do is this kind of downfall? Whether she is, or the emperor, Xianyuan is not willing to let go, shameless shame. Many onlookers have turned their eyes away, and the princes are indeed pitiful, but they are just civilians, and what can they do? Bewitching prince spoils his wife, genius Dr. Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 9, stealing chicken without eclipsing rice. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. However, the expected heavy objects did not sound, but there was a cry for help. Oh, big brother, save me. Panic sounds through fear and trembling, it is the voice of the second Emperor Xianyuan. Everyone looked at the top of the restaurant. This time, everyone shouted in confusion. Xuanyuanjing was actually hung on the broken fence of the restaurant, sandwiched between the second floor and the third floor, and could not go down, but could only call for help. Hey! I don't know who gave the first laugh, and everyone couldn't help but laugh. When Xuanyuanjing fell, the clothes were cut, revealing the white butt, and ridiculed. The two queens are really white enough. Among the crowds, a voice came quietly, and everyone laughed. Today we can see thee of the royal family, it is no different. On weekdays, Xuanyuanjing has always been arrogant, and it is not uncommon to insult the civilians. It is rare to see the scene of Xuanyuan's humiliation. Everyone feels a happy moment. Listening to this, Xianyuanjing felt that that was too cool, and he wanted to go to shame when he reached out. When he just released his right hand, his body slipped a few points, and immediately dared not let go, he could only turn to Xianyuan for help. Xuanyuan's face was also very ugly. I thought about insulting the emperor's sorrow. I never thought of Xuanyuanjing's ugly appearance. Instead, he lost his face and immediately greeted his hand and saved Xuanyuan's scenery. At this point, the talents looked at the emperor, and suddenly his face was more strange. Because of the fall of the emperor, I don't know when there are two round of hair. The hair ball was parked unbiasedly under the fall of the emperor, so the emperor was not injured. What is called stealing chickens is not eclipsed, everyone is a complete insight today. What a hell. Xianyuan sighed and angered, who is this hairball? When the voice fell, I saw a white figure in the crowd, and the beautiful face was faint and light smile. Sorry, the 2 cushions that I just bought, rolled out without holding it steady, and I still hope that the sun is not strange. Under the sun, the white figure was dyed with a touch of golden awns, and the clear and refined face was as fresh and moving as Qingnian. I saw a woman wearing a white dress, sketching out the bumpy body, such as a waterfall like long hair casually rolled up, a few strands of hair hanging down on the cheeks, revealing lazy and casual. The slender willow eyebrows are warm and touching, and a pair of phoenixes are as dazzling as glass, and the lips are not point and jus, reflecting the smooth skin like white jade. People cannot help but feel the beauty of a beautiful woman. Xianyuan had a big shackle and looked at the slightly familiar face. He wondered, how does this woman look so much like a red makeup? What is your name? Xianyuan Heng asked. Under the red makeup. The familiar name made Xianyuan even more skeptical, but when I looked at it carefully, I suddenly swept away my doubts. Although this woman's eyebrows are similar to the colorful makeup, but the temperament or the other is far from being comparable to the red makeup. A touch of stunning coveted light filled the eyes of Xianyuan, and this woman was even more beautiful than the one that claimed to be the first beauty of the imperial city. If you can accept it, I am afraid that I will not know how many people will envy. Bewitching Prince spoils his wife, Genius Doctor Unscrupulous Consort Chapter 10, with the body. Remember, www.mtlnovel.com, for 1 second, update fast, no pop-up window, free to read. Bailey red makeup black. If the scorpion of the deep pool smashed the light, as expected, Xianyuan did not recognize her identity. In a month's time, her appearance has changed a lot. She has always been rigorous in the generals. Since she was remarried, she was not taken seriously. The meals sent by the next ones were not as good as one day. Together with the depression, the whole person was yellow and thin and ugly. After a month of cultivation, her skin is full, and her temperament and fascination are completely different from the past. I believe that even if she sees her, it is difficult to determine that she is 100-mile red makeup. Quickly walk to the side of the Emperor's beggar. The black and white hair ball has already been voiced to complain to her at the moment. I did not expect to be used as a cushion on the first day when I went out. The sun, I have saved you with this cushion. Are you supposed to? The red makeup words were not finished, and the golden figure that was facing her back suddenly turned around, and a beautiful face appeared in front of it. This time, the voice of the 100-mile red makeup suddenly stopped, even though she had already heard that the grandfather was handsome and unparalleled, and there was still a feeling of being shocked when it was seen. The man's facial features are beautiful, the eyebrows, lips and nose are all exquisite to the extreme, and the light of the moonlight is clear and clear. The warm and charming smile blooms on this unparalleled beauty, and the beauty is like a god, as if imprinted into the heart, unforgettable. A golden robes are worn on his body, noble and dazzling, and the temperament is far better than Xianyuan and others. Girl, thank you for your cushion. The warm and mellow voice came, and the Emperor smirked and looked at the 100-mile red makeup. The dark and bright scorpion, like the obsidian, passed a touch of stunning color. The red-haired makeup smelled back quickly. Even if it fell from the 3rd floor, Emperor Bebe did not seem to panic. It seems that she underestimated him. The lush 5 fingers squirting out, the bright red smile on his face, the sun, so my cushion has saved you, is it worth paying? 100 gold coins. Hearing the words, the Emperor's eyes were as deep as a sigh of relief, but June's face was serious. Please ask the girl for a favor. Doubt red makeup doubts, what is this guy still busy to help? In the next moment, in the gaze of the red makeup, I saw the Emperor lying on the ground, saying, the girl can fall once again, and you can make your cushions down. We don't owe each other. Bailey red makeup mouth twitching, who has nothing to jump from the 3rd floor. This guy looks like a handsome and upright, but it is a bright and robe. Hello, you are also a prince, shouldn't you want to pay? Bailey red makeup squinted at the eyes of the Emperor. I thought of taking this opportunity to get some gold coins from the latter's hands. I did not expect this guy to be so stingy, even this shameless method would come out. That's right. It is shameless. I am not the one who is responsible for the account. The red-browed complexion eased a few points. However, the next words of Emperor Bebe gave her the urge to jump. But I don't have anything worthwhile. Emperor North bitterly thought about his face. Is it better than? The next pair of skins is still barely strong. The 100-mile red makeup only feels that the temple is beating, and the low-headed face around me is like a woman who is going to marry.